Okay, so if you or anyone you know is depressed or dealing with any type of depression, I'm gonna need for y'all to help him see somebody. Okay, Marcel around here talking about he depressed, but I ain't gonna do nothing about it. Yeah, no. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville season 3, episode 12. Big DE, big depression energy. Y'all already know where my mind went. Anyway, Marceau cooking steaks. They all getting packed and getting ready to go. It's about time to head back to Huntsville. Kimmy drops in on Tisha to check on her. You know, Tisha's trying to be strong, but she started there crying. She breaks. You know, that whole situation bothered her. Marceau, you know, his reaction to renewing their vows, and she shares about how she's been feeling about him not being present, and you know, she sees those families on family trips and she wants the same for her and her family, but not so. Kimmy basically tells her that that's just how it is being married to a Scott man, and it's something that they have to just deal with, you know, ebbs and flows of being married to a Scott man. It just is what it is. They end up having a, you know, a nice, you know, little moment together. They're good. They're in a happy space. They're gonna leave all that mess between them in their, you know, they're in Vegas, and move forward when they get back to Huntsville. So they're excited about, you know, the sisterhood again. So there's that. In Tiffany and Lewis's room, they're getting ready. They're talking about the trip. Lewis feels like there might be some tension, maybe not. He don't know after the conversation with Marceau. Tiffany tells him that Destiny did pull her to the side. So, like I said last week, when I saw Destiny and Tiffany walking together, they did have a conversation about meeting up, you know, outside of that, maybe going to the spa, maybe going to get their nails done or something, so that they can get back on track. But this was Destiny's idea, so good for you, Destiny. Marceau, Martel, and Maurice, they are having a great conversation about depression. I loved to see those black men sitting up talking about their mental health and how important it is to take care of it. You know, once you realize that something is off, and all three of them realize that that is flawed. You know, the fact that they work so hard, that they're workhorses like that, and they don't take time for themselves. They don't take time for their mental health or anything like that. And you thinking you working to build, but the whole time you are tearing yourself down. And I think a lot of people needed to hear that. You know, like, you ain't got to work that hard. All of that, I don't sleep, you know, like, you borrow the time from your sleep stuff. You kiss my ass. I ain't borrowing time from nobody's sleep. Especially not mine. I get my 8 hours, okay? And it shows. It shows. I'm not finna be out here looking haggard and stressed and depressed because I work 24/7 all day, don't have no time. Your children don't know you. Your wife don't know you. Because listen, if he was home more, if he was around more, if he communicated with her more, then she would know, you know, what his stressors are. She would know that he was depressed. But Tisha was sitting there shocked as hell, like the rest of us, like, you depressed? Anyway, I loved the fact that they hashed that out, and each one of them, you know, gave their own interpretation. They gave their own you know, testimony on their own bout with depression. So I appreciated it. I really did. Melody, she has, you know, merchandise that she's selling now. She tells us that it all stemmed from a post she made. She and Martel were doing their thing. You know, they bicker over there on social media. And so they were doing that. Somebody commented, you know, girl, you need to go on and pray. Get off of social media and go pray. And her comeback to that was, I did, and God said go. And so now we got God said go t-shirts, book bags, masks, cups, binders, pencils, you know, whatever you got, whatever you want, she got it. She can put God said yes on it. I mean, God said go. And so she said that they've been selling out. You know, she's been doing good with her merchandise. And so now, you know, we're seeing her pack up some things for that. Tiffany drops by, And she mentions that she hadn't heard from Melody since the trip. So they do have business to take care of. As we remember, Melody needs interns, and she solicited Tiffany to help her with that. Tiffany was reaching back out about that, and Melody wasn't really responding. And so Melody gives her this sorry ass excuse. After the trip, I just needed to come back and recharge. My vibrations were low. I just wasn't vibrating on a high wavelength like I normally. Girl, I don't want to hear that bullshit. You asked me to get you some interns, and I got you the interns, and I was trying to do all of this ahead of time. I'm trying to conduct business, and you talking about your emotions. Please, ma'am. That annoyed me, because what does one have to do with the other? So you ain't text me back because you say you was getting your vibrations right. Okay, so how long that takes, sis? You still got business to take care of. You asked me for the interns, and now you don't want to follow up. Anyway, Melody. She tells her, they have a sidebar, and they talk about Destiny and the trip, and Melody apologizes on Destiny's behalf for Destiny, throwing out their "I'll drag you" comment. It took her by surprise. But she's just like, she didn't understand. She don't understand that breakdown with Destiny and Tiffany. Tiffany tells her that they had a sidebar, and that they will be meeting up, to rehash things and, fix what's broken in the friendship, if you will. Melody is kind of, I don't know, her attitude towards all of this kind of gives me, I want my two friends to be mad at each other so I can stay in the middle and, play both sides. I don't know, that's kind of what I be getting. Especially because why you need to apologize on Destiny's behalf for her little comment, really, it wasn't even necessary to bring up. Because you bringing it up is just kind of, trying to poke. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But that's how I received it. Okay, Martell and Lil Martell, they go to Lewis's gym. Lewis has a gym. He got everything in there. Baseball. You can lift you some weights. You can do the gun range. I mean, he had everything in there. But they're in there, and he wants him to kind of coach Lil Martell in baseball. He say he wants to see where he's at first, and then he may take, he's gonna take him in as a client. So the guy, he leaves his sons to, work with Lil Martell a little bit while they go over there and talk. And while they're talking, of course, we got to talk about the trip and all of this. And he talks about Martell's anger towards Melody, and he holds him accountable. He don't let him play that I'ma point my finger all that Melody thing. He like, and you did too. And you did too. And Martell can't do nothing but stand in it at that point, because he ain't lifting you up in that bullshit. He's just not. Lewis asks him, does he think about anger management? What does he think about maybe something like that? And of course, Martell don't think he needs anger management. He thinks it's something that he can manage on his own. He also wants to talk to Melody about all the babysitters that she has. Apparently, Melody has sitters when she got stuff to do, and she doesn't ask Martell. And Martell feels a way about that. He's just basically, he think he need full custody. And Lewis was looking like, say what now? I don't think that's gonna go over well. Just off the strength that she a mama. I don't think that's gonna smooth over the way you think it is. But when you do say it, when you do talk to her, have a cool head about it. That's all the advice he got, because he would never do nothing like that. Martell, he said he got issues with all the sitters. And I probably would too if I was, the other parent. Like, you could call me. If you this busy, just call me. I'm their parent. I'm the other parent. Why are you calling everybody else but me to watch my kids when I could just come do it? But that's his issues with Melody, and hopefully, well, ain't no hopefully, because we saw how it went down. Anyway, Maurice and Kimmy, they have dinner with Tisha and Marceau, and we talking about depression again. And this time we're gonna dive a little deeper. Marcel feels like it's just stress. It's life. The pathway to success is a hard one sometimes. It'll all be okay. And it's like, Marcel, now you done told us you've been depressed the whole damn year. Done had a whole, heavy ass dialogue on depression. And now you want to sit up here and make light of it like, it's not that deep, guys. No, it's that deep. It's that deep because you mentioned it. You reaching out for help. You crying out for help, but now you don't want the help. Don't nobody have time to play with you, Marcel. I don't have time to play. Because they go back and forth and back and forth. Tisha's sitting up there crying because she know her husband was depressed. You know, it's like, what can I do? If I can do anything to help. And he says, you can listen more. Okay, so be quiet, shut up, stop talking and listen more. Basically, Tisha, basically. That's basically what he's saying. She's really, bothered by the fact that she didn't know about this. And, he needs to have conversations with her that, that he needs to be a little bit more emotionally vulnerable to her. Doesn't open up like that. And Marcel just don't feel like he has to. Like, he's not your business what my emotions are. I don't know what's wrong with Marcel. Marcel said he ain't gonna do nothing about it. None of that. It's like, nigga. Stress causes cancer, strokes, heart attacks, you name it. You can die about the stress. So I'm gonna need for you to get a hold of it. Because listen, I don't even like Marcel like that. But if something happened to Marcel, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be upset because we know now that you have issues. It's okay. I think everybody deals with depression at some point in your life because adulthood, adult trauma. Adult trauma. That's really what it is. Like, that's really what it is. I'm not even playing, y'all. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. Adulthood is a whole stressor. And so I get it, Marcel. I get it. He got that Superman thing going on. He's the sole provider in his household. Well, not anymore. Y'all getting these own checks. And so it ain't that. Both of y'all are contributing now, so it can't be that stressful. You got to lighten your load, Marcel. You're going to have to lighten your load. But with him, he's unwilling to do that. He say, I ain't doing that. I'm not going to back off the work. I'm not going to put the projects down. Okay, so what do you want from us, Marcel? Because now you have told us that you are depressed. And you've been that way for a year. You're unhappy and don't know what happiness is. And so is that how you should lead your life? Do you want your kids to lead unhappy lives? Oh, they unhappy, depressed and all that, but the bills is paid. Make it make sense, Marcel. You are showing them the wrong thing. This is generational and it's going to be passed down. And you don't want that. I don't want that for them kids. I hope Marcel talk to somebody, okay? Y'all get in flood his comments on the social media with go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. Because all this trying to refuse therapy and refuse the help, I'm not with it. Maurice, steps in and tells him, listen, let's go together. Because he blames it all on the fact that they were poor. We were poor, they were poor, and so he has to work like this. You never know when that's gonna be that. So he got to build. And Maurice is like, well, we both grew up in the same household, so that was my story too. And so, I deal with that too. I work a lot too. I do too much working too. Maybe you and I should both go to therapy so we can see what's what. Marcel look him dead in the face and say, ain't gonna do that. I'm not going. Sorry. Thanks. I'd leave Marcel right where he at, because it's only, I ain't gonna beg you to help you. I'm not gonna do it. Let me move on. Okay, Martell and Melody, they finally meet. It's pleasant at first. Very pleasant. And then halfway through, midway, things just go left. And I think this was Melody's fault this time. I'm going to say Martell kept it cool. He kept it cool until he couldn't keep it cool no more. Because Melody she has slick things to say like this. She throws them in, little jabs here and there. Condescending remarks, and Martell picks up on it. He's easily offended by the things that she says. And I think she knows that. And when she talks about, I don't think we know each other's triggers. How many times we want to talk about it, Melody? I done told you what my triggers were. You done told you what mine are. And yet we are still triggering one another. I don't think that's what the issue is. I think the issue is ego on both sides. On both sides. But they bicker back and forth, about bullshit. He changes the subject to the kids. He thinks that she has too many people watching the kids. He says she got about 10 babysitters. And she's like, I do not have 10 babysitters. Okay, 5. No, it's 2. But the last time that somebody watched him was 3 people watching him. Okay, that was that time. That was that one time. Then she breaks down day by day, visitation after visitation, all of what she does. There are times where she takes the kids with her, on her booking trips, and she'll find a sitter for the kids while she's out on her gig. He don't like that. He feel like in those moments, call me. Give me the first, let me be your first line of defense. Like, why in the world are you asking everybody else under the sun except for their father when he's readily available? So he says, because she say he don't be available. So, because I mean, I would hope that in those types of situations that she would contact him first, and then it's well, I can't, and so then she reaches out to somebody else. But maybe she is just out of sight, out of mind. I don't know. They go back and forth about that. He done pulled out his phone. He looking on the calendar to try to debunk what she's saying. They're so draining. They are so draining. He continues to paint the narrative, that she's unable to watch her own children. He throws out that custody and all of that. Melody ain't finna work shit out. She not working nothing out. It's just not gonna be that. The two of them need a mediator, like in every instance, in every time that they gonna sit down and talk, they need a mediator, a professional one, not one of the friends, not Destiny, not Marsau, not Lewis, not Tiffany, but a third party that is not a part of this cast, because they can't get it together. They can't even sit down and have a light conversation without somebody throwing something out there to dig somebody, i.e. Melody, because she does that. I'm not excuse me, I'm not gonna sit here and say that there aren't some times where she's starting all of this. The little petty arguments, that petty bickering back and forth, Melody likes to do that. I think she likes it because Martell be trying. With this situation, he really did try to come in nice and calm with a cool and level head, light conversation, the small talk, and it just had to take a left, and now we're talking about who disrespected who more. Cause for Martell, it's you're not gonna continue to paint me out to be the dog, and I not have nothing, not have a rebuttal for you. And Melody's situation is stop painting a narrative like you weren't the sole problem. It's you. When now it's y'all. Y'all got issues now, Melody. Not just Martell, but you as well have got to mature and not do this. Not to say she's immature, but emotionally, all of us aren't emotionally mature like that. Some of us go real low, go real petty when we're angry. That's okay. I'm one of them. I'll say that. I am not that emotionally mature. Like I can go there. I can go there. So I get it. I do. I definitely get it. That's it for that. Let me get off of here. I have to watch Potomac and Salt Lake City. I'm gonna have those up for you guys tomorrow. Cause I'm done. I'm done with this work today. We ain't doing nothing else. Ain't. Okay. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's Call Me Busby. And I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.